Welcome back to the Bedslinga channel, where we keep those beds slinging and ideas printing. If you're new here, don't forget to like and subscribe to join the Bedslinga crew. Today we're unboxing, setting up, and reviewing the Anycubic Kobra 3 combo, my latest addition to the printer lineup. But before we dive into that, let me take you through how I got here. I started my 3D printing journey with the legendary Creality Ender 3 V2, a printer that taught me the fundamentals of this amazing hobby. It's an absolute workhorse, and trust me, I'm not done with it yet. Stay tuned because I've got some exciting upgrades in mind. Maybe switching to Clipper for faster speeds, increasing the build volume, or even adding a laser engraver printhead. The possibilities are endless. Next, I moved on to the Anycubic Kobra 2 Max, which completely changed the game for me. Its massive build plate and faster speeds were perfect for big, single-color prints, something I still rely on it for. But as I started experimenting more with multi-material and multicolor projects, I knew I needed to take the next step. And that brings us to the Kobra 3 combo, a printer that promises to combine versatility, speed, and precision. I can't wait to share my first impressions with you and see how it stacks up against my current lineup. Let's jump right in. Before diving into the details of the Kobra 3 combo, let's take a moment to talk about Anycubic as a company. Overall, I'm incredibly impressed with them. Both the Kobra 2 Max and now the Kobra 3 combo are phenomenal printers, especially for their price points. They've managed to strike that perfect balance between affordability and performance, making their printers a solid choice for makers at any level. When it comes to shipping, my experience has been mostly smooth and painless. Both printers arrived quickly and in great condition, which is always a relief when ordering big-ticket items. That said, I did hit a slight hiccup during their Black Friday sale. I picked up a high-speed PLA 10-pack with the random color selection, and only 6 rolls showed up. Not only that, but the colors were limited to white, gray, and black, not exactly the variety I was hoping for. However, I'll give credit where it's due. After pulling a trouble ticket and going through a few emails, Anycubic made things right. They shipped out the missing 4 rolls, and while the color palette still leaned toward white and gray, I did finally get a roll of purple. They owned up to their mistake and corrected it, which speaks volumes about their customer service. A quick tip for anyone dealing with customer support: don't forget to check your spam folder. I accidentally pulled 2 trouble tickets because I thought they weren't responding, only to find their emails buried in my spam. Lesson learned: always double check before assuming you've been ghosted. In the end, these kinds of hiccups happen, but how a company handles them is what matters. For me, Anycubic's willingness to resolve the issue shows they're committed to keeping their customers happy. So, kudos to them for making things right. Now, let's walk through the installation and setup process for the Anycubic Kobra 3 combo and its Ace Pro. One of the standout features of this printer is how much of it comes pre-assembled. Right out of the box, there's no need to attach the gantry like with some other printers. It's practically ready to go. Here's a quick breakdown of what you need to do. Install the print head. Carefully attach the print head to the X-axis carriage. It's straightforward and takes just a few minutes. Connect the Bowden tubes and cables. Make sure all Bowden tubes and cables are securely connected. The connections are labeled, making this step foolproof. Attach the screen. Snap the touchscreen into place and connect it to the printer. Connect the Ace Pro. This external module enhances performance and speeds. Plug it in and you're good to go. Once everything is physically set up, it's time for the next steps. Update the firmware. Always check for the latest software and firmware updates to ensure your printer runs smoothly and efficiently. Bed leveling. Use the built-in auto-leveling feature to get your bed perfectly level for those flawless first layers. Vibration calibration. This step ensures your printer compensates for any mechanical vibrations, giving you higher quality prints. Filament loading. Load your filament and make sure it extrudes cleanly through the nozzle. With the setup complete, let's talk about some must-haves to get your Kobra 3 printing efficiently right out of the gate. The online community has created tons of STL files you can download to enhance your printer, and I highly recommend the following. Poop chute basket. Perfect for catching those pesky filament strands and keeping your workspace tidy. Optional camera mount. If you purchase the add-on camera, this mount is a great way to keep an eye on your prints remotely. Filament rings. These are lifesavers. They help even out twisted and bent cardboard filament spools, ensuring smooth filament feeding. Once you've designed or modified your STL files using programs like Tinkercad or Blender, the next step is turning those designs into printable G-code, and the Anycubic Next Slicer program makes that process incredibly straightforward. If you've used slicer programs like Cura or Slick 3R, you'll find this program intuitive and familiar. The slicer allows you to do much more than just prepare your files for printing. You can also use it to control and adjust your printers. For instance, you can preheat the machine, monitor the camera feed, if you have the add-on camera, and even activate the filament dryer in the Ace Pro, all directly from the slicer interface. One area with a bit of a learning curve is adjusting colors for multicolor prints. Initially, it can feel a bit overwhelming, but once you get the hang of it, the slicer's tools make handling color edges much easier. The program really shines when it comes to processing and smoothing out transitions between colors, helping you create beautiful, professional-looking prints. After you've adjusted your colors, dimensions, and settings, your file is ready to be sent to the Kobra 3. However, there's one thing you should be prepared for if you're using a multicolor printer for the first time: waste filament. The color changes during layers generate a significant amount of waste filament, which is something you'll need to plan for. That said, the payoff is absolutely worth it. The Anycubic Kobra 3 produces incredible prints at insane speeds, so you'll quickly see the value of this machine. After a couple of prints, I did run into a minor issue with the Ace Pro system and the RFID tags built into certain Anycubic brand filament spools. These RFID tags automatically relay filament type and color information to the Ace Pro, which is a great feature when it works. Unfortunately, on more than one occasion, the system lost the RFID information mid-print. As of this recording, the only way I've found to reconnect the filament information is to completely unload and reload the spool, which can be a bit of a hassle. If that doesn't work, you can manually input the values, but doing this from the touch screen is tedious and far from ideal. And that's a wrap for today's video. Thanks for joining me as we unboxed, set up, and explored the Anycubic Kobra 3 combo. If you're as excited about 3D printing as I am, don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe to the Bedslinga channel to keep those beds slinging and ideas printing. Have questions, tips, or suggestions? Drop them in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. Stay tuned for more 3D printing adventures, upgrades, and reviews. Until next time, keep printing and stay creative. Bedslinga crew. See you in the next video.